Okay, 5 months in with Melton. What do I truly think about it so far? Tubiest of the tubiest. The best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. 5 months at Melton. Well, first off, I will probably be dabbing my forehead. I'm in this regional route, so I'm spending quite a bit of time in Texas. You know I love it. Although it's a tad hot when I do these videos, I turn the truck off so you don't hear the truck running and rumbling in the background, therefore I must sweat. By the way, I have one of, I think, 5 trucks in Melton's fleet with the Kenworth system. Kenworth Idle Management System. It's similar to, and I think it's supposed to do something like the Freightliner has. Oh crap! Now I forget the name of the thing that Freightliner has. I'll think of it here in a minute. And when I was with the other company, I had a Freightliner, a 2020 Freightliner, and it had that system in it. And what would happen is you activate the system, and then you could run the fans, the AC, whatever inside, and when the battery voltage drops to a certain level, the engine will start itself. And it actually worked really well in the Freightliner. And this Chem system has never worked. It absolutely has never worked. And it'll just drain the battery. It will never start the engine and run like the Freightliner did, and then it runs and it charges the batteries back up. And it worked in the Freightliner. Doesn't work in this truck. I'll get waken up by the inverter beeping at me to let me know that the battery voltage is low. Then I got to jump up and go start the truck and hope that it will actually start. And most of the time, it just drags, and I just stay after it until I get lucky enough that it pops off, and then I have to charge the battery. So, I haven't seen any of the newer. Their new trucks, and this truck's new. It only had 25,000 miles on it when I got it. So this is 2020. So yeah, I don't think they have old trucks. Their fleet is pretty young. They keep very, very good equipment. That I will say is a factoid. That's a factoid. Doing this COVID thing, I hadn't stopped running. I haven't been without a load. Well, I say I haven't been without a load. I hadn't been without a load to a concerning amount of time. Okay, so I haven't had to sit for like 2 days or something. I mean, maybe 24 hours is at the most that I've had to sit. At the most, and that might have only been maybe one time. I don't even recall. So obviously it's been pretty. They've been keeping us pretty busy. We've been keeping moving. They do pretty good with updating us on any changes or anything like that. And it's Hadn't been very many. It seems as if they are, when I say they, I'm talking about the leadership here at Melton, that they are doing everything they can for us as drivers to not feel any of the stressors with this market, and I hadn't. I haven't noticed a thing different in my checks. Okay, so I've been doing some. It worked out. I will say this. I've been on the regional fleet enough to say. Now I will also say, I am gauging pre-COVID versus post-COVID, because when I was when I was doing flatbed OTR with Melton, it was before all of this slowdown and crazy crap. Now I'm doing the regional fleet. This is a southern regional thing, so I spent a lot of time in Texas, which is what I wanted. And I'm home on the weekends. They did what they said it was going to do. They get, the fleet get you home on the weekends, which is what I wanted. And I'll say, realistically speaking, I would say about maybe $1,000 a month difference. I know I keep wiping, but again, I got the AC off while I'm sitting in here making this video. It's about $1,000 a month, about $250 a week less, and but you are driving far less, and you're home on the weekends. When I say far less, I mean if I drive 400 miles a day, that's an odd day. You just don't even drive that much, and it's Monday through Friday, and then you're home on the weekends. So to say that there's $250 less with far less work, actually, pound for pound, the regional fleet is a winner, really. I'm actually, if I balanced it out, I did the math, there's no doubt I would be making more money on the regional fleet than on doing OTR, even though my checks are less, because I'm working that much less. Put it to you like this: before, I would be 10 hours in a bunk, take off, be running it hard till my clock's out, 600 miles a day, and 10 hours, jump up, barrel ass again. And I can tell you, most are better than 11 hours, maybe 12 hours, before I can actually start up and run. Like right now, I'm parked 76 miles away from my final. I could have actually made it to the final. I picked that load up. I could have driven it all the way to the final and got rid of it today. The only reason why I did not drive all the way to the final is because it's at a job site, and they don't unload after 3. And when I looked on Trucker Path and looked around and tried to find some place to park, was no place. So I stopped here at a Love 76 miles away. So I'll get up in the morning and I'll get right over there, get right on top of that place, be the first one in line, hopefully, and I'll let them unload me, and I'll send in an empty call, and they're gonna give me a load within probably 10, 15 minutes. I mean, they are, I say, well, that's exaggerating, less than 30 for sure. Okay, they own it, and I've been very happy, very happy. Again, their equipment is just super fantastic, and so if you're coming over. Oh, by the way, let me talk a little bit about, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to talk a little bit about coming over here after I get done with letting you know what I think about it so far. Well, I tell you what the differences between the two, my previous company, Swift Transportation and Melton. I'll say a few things that are different. There is definitely a smaller feel here at Melton. And if you like that, then, you know, come on. When I say smaller feel, you don't feel like, with Melton, you don't feel like Big Brother is just watching you all the time. This truck has inward facing cameras. So when a critical event happens, by the way, understand what that means, okay? People think that a inward facing camera is them watching you all the time as you drive down the road. The only time that camera, all cameras record all the time, okay? They're always recording, okay? But it only saves when the critical event happens, okay? That's how it can save a few minutes before and a few minutes after the critical event. If it wasn't recording at all times, how could it have recorded before the critical event happened, right? Because it would have been off. Then the critical event turns it on and it starts recording after the critical event, which does nobody any good, right? So it's always recording, but it's not always, I'm sorry, it's always recording. It's just not always saving what it's recording. And it only saves what it's recording after critical events, okay? Or after the camera is triggered. So you're not driving down the road and they just looking at you drive down the road, okay? That I don't know any company that does that. And I'm sure there may be, but that don't happen here. So don't be afraid of a inward facing camera, okay? Be afraid of it if you're doing stupid stuff. I don't understand why if you driving down the road, with your shirt off and sitting in your drawers, driving down the road, smoking a big old fat cigarette. I don't know what you do while you're driving that makes you think an inward facing camera is going to be your enemy. I don't know. Okay, but they're not watching that like in that sense. Okay, it's only there for critical events. Now, so other than that, this company they're not micromanaging you. We saw that you had one too many lane departures or whatever. I would get that. Then I would go, are y'all even watching these things? I'm driving through a construction zone. If you drive, then that driving through those construction zones, your lane departures go off, even though you're not out of the lane, because whenever they divert the traffic, they don't get that strip up or whatever that's making that thing go off. So you're driving in your lane, but you're running over where it used to be. Therefore, the lane departure go off. I mean, you're not out of your lane, but with the other company you would get, a phone call. That just drive me nuts. You don't get that here, man. I like that. Okay, they just seem to be quite a bit more driver oriented and driver understanding, basically, with the fact that most drivers like myself just give me a load and leave me alone. Give me what I need to be successful, then leave me alone. To me, that's driver friendly, and that's where they're at. Okay, with the other company, I just had a fantastic driver leader at the other company, and she was freaking awesome. And they treated me really, really good. But it's a big company, and because there's so much going on, there's just so much at stake, and they are very, very micromanaging in certain aspects of your daily. And I don't for instance, and I understand why they may have to, but at this company, I just fueled up. I fueled up twice today. This last time I fueled up right here where I parked at this Love's, I put in 48 gallons and filled it up. 48 gallons, because I filled up this morning. But the reason I filled up again is because I'm going to drive all the way where I'm going, and there's nothing between here and there. And then I don't know where I'm going after that. It may be they may be sending me back this way. That means I will have to drive back this way again with no fuel, without putting fuel in. So I went ahead and fueled up. But with Melton, your fuel card's on. Just go to a major brand fuel stop and fuel the truck. Fuel the truck. They just want you to get the damn truck down the road, man. They don't want you stuck. Fuel the truck. They don't have to call and send in a macro. Hey, can I get some fuel? Yeah, 60 gallons. Come on, man. But this is the difference between a company that has 20,000 trucks out there that they trying to manage the fuel on, and in a company that is not even not even close to being that big, that they have the flexibility to allow that stress for you to not have to have that. Plus you get let's say you want to go to TAs because they got big parking and maybe you like their point system. You can choose to only fuel up at TAs, but with the other company you have to go where they tell you to fuel. And right now they got this deal. Melton got this deal with Love's. So I go to the Love's. I've only filled that Love's the last like 3 months. I haven't filled anywhere else other than Love's. Because they got this point thing where you just go way up on points and free showers, So it works out really good. But, you were talking to my mentor at Swift, he's having issues now because he can't do what he was doing before. Was kind of diverting his fuel routes to the fuel to Love's. That's where he liked to go to as well. And now they got him fueling anywhere. They just don't, wherever they tell him to fuel up, it may not be at Love's, which means his points starts going down. If you don't get diamond status or whatever status was, you have to pay for the showers, right? Or you get so many points and then you have to use points for showers. But if you stay at like a platinum or diamond or whatever it is, your showers are free, period. You don't have to use points. And so that's where you want to be. But they swapped it up over there. Over here, it's not that way. So overall, I'm very happy to how things are going here. This is my first flatbed experience, and it's going great. I'll tell you, I would be very stressed to have to go back to pulling that box, man. I don't want to do it. I don't want to pull that box anymore. Throwing straps and chains and tarps and stuff. Yeah, it's extra work, but you do get paid for the extra work, and it's not near as bad as what the perception of it is. Okay, believe that. Okay, so if you are an experienced driver and you want to, it doesn't matter if I did drive-in before I come over here. I had drive-in and reefer, okay? Before I came in, I didn't have any flatbed experience, but I did have experience driving. So if you're an experienced driver, you have to be experienced flatbedder, just experienced driver, and you want to come over and give flatbed an opportunity. I highly recommend you go with a pure flatbed company, okay, or one that gets its meat and bread from flatbed, okay. There are a couple, and I'll be honest with you, I was also interested in Maverick before I come to Melton, and I'll tell you that Melton won out because Maverick wasn't a option for me because they wasn't hiring in my area. Okay, so by default, I'm just being straight with you. By default, I ended up at Melton, and I just don't want it to make it sound like I'm some genius that know how to investigate and get where I'm supposed to be and be right every time. No, this was I just rolled a 7 You know, that's just, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been a 7 at Maverick. I'm just saying where I'm at right now, I roll a 7. Okay, jackpot. It worked out really, really good. You know, and then I'm on this fleet where I'm home on the weekends. Please, come on now. So, if you got some experience, I think it's 6 months. Then 4 or 6 months. I can't remember exactly which one those are. Down in the bottom, there's a link, and just click on that link, and then you just fill out like 3 or 4 little things, little information, so they can contact you, and a recruiter will call you, and then let them make, kind of let you know if you are not an experienced driver, because of this COVID thing. You're gonna have to, kind of hold off until this stuff is gone by the wayside. I hate that, but the fact is, a lot of mentors, not just at this company, but I just talked to another one of the UBists who was at Prime, and he was in a TNT fleet. Somebody got 50,000 miles. He had I think he told me he has up to 30,000 already, and his mentor decided to go to another company, quit, which left him without a mentor. And he's been without a mentor for over a month. Okay, and that's at a mega carrier. Okay, the problem is a lot of mentors don't want to take any students. They don't want to put anybody new in their truck because they think they're going to end up with the cooties. Cooties meaning COVID-19. Okay, so there is, think about it, there is an amount of liability that a company has to take on when they say to their employee, we're going to put someone else in your personal space, definitely within a 6 foot area right here, and that this person is not going to get you COVID-19. Okay, and then they didn't have it, and then they get a student, and now they got it. Work hazard? That's a little different. Okay, it's not really. Somebody could argue that they were put in a position to be made sick, and some shyster will sell that, and some jury will buy it. Okay. The other side of that is that's the company making the decision. Okay, that's the company making that decision. But on the other side of it is the mentors don't want them on there. They don't want to take students. They just don't want to get sick. To hell with giving me a student that I get sick and die, and my family get a bunch of money. No. How's that gonna? I can't even see them enjoy it. What are you talking about? No. Those mentors don't even want students on their trucks, so it's very difficult. So don't think that companies aren't taking inexperienced drivers or drivers out of school because they're only looking for experienced drivers. It's just that right now the training portion of it in this close proximity of trucks is extremely difficult to get somebody to agree. I wouldn't do it. They call me up right now and they say, hey, 50, we know you was a mentor at the other company. We watched some of your videos. We see, how well the students, you get along with your students, how well they like you, and all this good stuff. We want you to be a mentor. I'm going to say, no. They said, we give you $5 a mile. Yeah, so bring them on. But it's going to probably $5. I probably, come on, man, let's go. Take me to the bank, baby. I probably would do that. This Lysol all day, Short of that, no. I'm not gonna put nobody there, man. I want to go home on the weekend with my family. So think about it that way, man. I put somebody in my truck. I'm going home with my family to go home to their family. Let's say they live in Houston, okay? And they go home to their family. Who their family been around? They get back in the truck with me. We go drive for another week. Then I go back home, they go back home. What I take home is what he gave me. Now I infect my family, my friends, and everybody else, man. No. So that's what I want y'all to think about. Don't only think that you're not getting hired because you're inexperienced, okay? But if you are experienced and you want to give Flatbed a chance, I highly, highly recommend that you don't hesitate. Come on, do it. Because you are experienced, now is the time, because you're not competing against someone else. Okay? So they're going to bring somebody else in with no experience. They're paying them less. They train them, put them out on the road for quite a bit of time there. They're going to make more money on that driver than they would if they just hired you right out of the box. You follow what I'm saying? So hiring experience is okay, but hiring inexperience could be more profitable. Business is like profit. Right now, they don't have a choice but to hire you, the experienced guy, and pay you. Don't sit down, man. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't say, I feel like I'm more safe in this truck than, at home, as far as this COVID-19 thing. Because if you're at home, you're still going to the stores, let me go get a gallon of milk just to get out of the house. So how much time do you spend in the face of other people? Well, I'm in this truck. That's it. It's just me. Go fuel, get back in the truck, go. When I get to the shipper, the guy behind the window that's got like this much space, they want you to talk to the glass. You can't go to that crevice. They close it on you. I'm telling you, this is the deal. You talking through that thing, or they have you wear a mask. I seen a shipper that only wanted you. If you wore that surgical mask with them little lines in there, you could know that's all you got. Stay in your truck. They want you to have a COVID. I have one that the mask. Melton gave it to me because of this. It's the actual one, the real thing that has that little line across the front. You can tell the difference right off the bat. Okay, so the shipper wouldn't let you got your truck if you got that little surgical thing on. They want you to have a real deal. So this stuff is real, man. Okay, so come on, come drive for Melton. I promise you're going to enjoy it. And if you don't, when you see me, you can buy me a Coke or something. I don't know. Don't be mad at me. Every shoe don't fit, but I bet you this one's going to fit better than the one you got on right now. All right. That's enough is enough. Almost 30 minutes. I done rambled, and I hope you guys got something out of this. Delivering Distracted. And here's your boop. See you next time.